weekend by Diana Rossini of The Athletic that Bill Belichick reached out to the New York Jets, his hated New York Jets, after years of ragging on them before getting the UNC job. My assumption, Damien, is that he reached out to somebody he's worked with previously. Mike Tannenbaum was involved in the coaching search, and the Jets seemingly said no. Your reaction to all of this?
Like, bruh, really? Like, as much as you've just like hammered the Jets over the years, completely hammered and laughed at them and everything, you really had the nerve, the gall to reach out to the Jets for a job.
And you resigned on a napkin previously.
Right, and that was my response was, did they write "I'm good, bro" on the napkin and send it to him in return, because that's the type of energy I'm on.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the energy I'm on.
And how rare that the Jets would ever have the opportunity to do something like that to Bill Belichick.
Oh man, listen, Michelle, when those type of moments come around, you got to go for the jugular. You can't go halfway.
So when they went low, the Jets decided they're going to go lower.
Like, you have to go lower. You have to.
Yeah, because that'll work out for the Jets.
Honestly, that might be the highlight of the Jets season.
Right?
Yeah, I know. I mean, of all the things that we talk about with the Jets, like, let's stay in that realm. Let's stay there. That's about the only positive.
Speaking of staying put in Florham Park, are you seeing enough from Aaron Rodgers for the Jets to justify bringing him back next season?
Oh, jeez. Wow. You really had to ask me that.
I got to.
I will say this. Post-bye, he has been playing better. He has been. But ultimately, at the end of the day, your record is 2-5. I think since Salas got fired.
Mm-hmm.
They've had leads in the fourth quarter, I think like 5 straight games or whatever, and they've like blown them, except for this game against Jackson.
They tried to give it away.
They tried.
They tried to damage
Let's not even get into that disaster of time management at the end. They tried to get that way.
Why did you score the touchdown?
Bro, take a knee, milk the clock down, and just kick a chip shot field goal, game over. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I feel like we're wasting too much time on the Jets right now.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about a real contender in the Philadelphia Eagles, okay?
Yeah.
So after a week filled with drama, it felt like they wanted to come out and make a statement, and they certainly did, versus a quality opponent in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are the Eagles the biggest Super Bowl or bust team in the NFL right now?
Super Bowl or bust team? Wow. I would say they're the best top-to-bottom team. Would you agree they got the best roster?
No doubt.
They got the best roster.
And now they've answered a lot of questions about the locker room. You know?
Listen. I always thought like the whole that whole passing stuff. I thought it was overblown. See, I've seen fights on the sideline. Things have happened in the locker room. There's always something going on in the locker room. Always some type of drama. Always some type of stuff. But when you're winning, like we always say, winning is the ultimate deodorant. Mm-hmm. It just happened that this bubbled to the surface, but clearly we saw in the game yesterday, was the passing games lacking yesterday?
Was
not at all.
Not at all. And I think Jalen Hurts post-game actually said that, like, is that what y'all wanted to see? Mm-hmm. Like, we can
real spicy.
We can do it any way you want it done. We can run it, we can throw it, we play hella defense. Like, we can do it whatever way you want.
We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2. Damien Woody, ESPN NFL analyst, joining us. Lions, Bills, awesome game yesterday. Obviously,
Great
Bills
game.
Winning the game. We've been debating the Dan Campbell decision. 12 minutes to go. They're up 10. He decides to go for an onside kick. Mm-hmm. Did you like it or not?
In the moment, I didn't. But then when I had time to think about it, I'm like, you know what? I understand. Their defense had no shot of stopping Josh Allen. Zero. And I'm thinking, when I had a chance to really think about it, he's trying to steal a possession or two.
That's it.
That's all he's doing. He's trying to steal a possession or two. Here's the problem, is the new rule with the onside kick, declaring that you got to declare. The chances of you recovering are like almost zero. Yeah. Like, that's the problem with it. If it was the old way, CC, where, you could disguise it, then it may have worked out much better in his favor. But the fact that
around like 5 or 6%.
It's like 5 or 6% of like you getting the onside kick. Mm-hmm. That's the part that sucks about it. But I understand where Dan Campbell is coming from, because that mutant Josh Allen, That dude is ridiculous. Like, I don't even, he's not like, he's like a Avenger or like a X-Men or something like that. Like, this dude is just playing out of his skull right now.
Yeah, he's on pace for 44 total touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. That's the pace he's on. He's got 36 total touchdowns already to 5 picks.
What have we been constantly talking about with Josh Allen?
Stop turning the ball over.
Stop, and he's finally doing it.
Yeah.
Who's the best player in the league right now?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Hard to say it's not him.
It's hard. Like, as much as we, you know, we talk about Patrick Mahomes and everything he's built up, Josh Allen's the best player in the league right now.
All right, big fella, I got to talk to you about the teams that were on the losing end of the big games yesterday.
Yeah.
That being the Lions and the Steelers. It feels like they're both dealing with cluster injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Which team is capable of being able to overcome those injuries to go on a deep playoff run? And to hang on to the division and go on a deep playoff run?
That last little piece you put on there about the division,
it's critical.
It's critical. It's crazy as sound, I think Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Crazy as it sounds.
So T.J. Watt banged up, Deshaun Elliott banged up.
I will say this. George
Pickens banged up. Dante Jackson got banged up yesterday.
Yeah, they got 3 games in 11 days. They already lost 1. They got Baltimore, and they got the Kansas City Chiefs. They got Kansas City Chiefs coming up.
And I think they finished against the Bengals.
Yeah, and they finished against the Bengals. Boy, Detroit is banged up, bro.
They are
banged up. Like, they are a sieve on defense right now. And think about it, Minnesota's right on their team.
I think they gave me a call this morning, see if I come in for a workout.
Yeah. You can give them a couple snaps. Like, Minnesota's right there, right behind them.
And so is Green Bay.
Yeah.
Right
well, they swept Green Bay, though, so that's the only cushion. That's a cushion that they have. But Minnesota's literally right there. That's why I lean towards Pittsburgh, because Minnesota's like a game back.
Yeah.
Like, Minnesota's not going anywhere.
No.
Damien, do you think that we underrate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Should we give them more respect and consider them actual contenders?
I'm glad you asked me that, Michelle, because we were in the production meeting for Get Up this morning, and that was the one team I brought up was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are a well-coached team. Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator, got them boys balling right there. Let me tell you something. They went out, and I'm not saying that the Chargers environment is hostile or anything like that, but the Chargers are a good football team, especially on defense.
And that's a 6-hour flight to get there, bro.
Right,
Tampa.
You going the long, hard way from Florida to the West Coast, playing the number 1 defense, scoring defense in the league, and they just completely dismantled them. Completely. Can we talk about Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is having a phenomenal season. Think about everything that's going on with Tampa. The injuries. I mean, Chris Godwin being out. Like, they've had injuries all throughout the season, and it hasn't affected him one bit.
Nope.
He's just been balling. Now they got an actual running game. Think about it. For years, they didn't have a running game.
Yeah, now they got
can
Tampa
run
Bay
the ball.
Bucky and Rashad White.
Right, they can actually run the ball. So, man, Tampa is real.
I'll give you one.
Let me tell you who don't want to play Tampa. Yeah. Philadelphia. They don't ever have success against Tampa.
I'm going to tell you who they don't want in the NFC playoffs, the Rams. You don't want the Rams in the playoffs.
They're going to be.
Yeah, they are. And it's going to be a problem. Matthew Stafford.
Especially if Geno's out.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford and company with those weapons, offensive line healthy, defense, they're young, but they're getting better. I don't want to see Stafford in the playoffs. Sorry, I don't want to see Stafford.
Damien, last thing here, and you bring up the Bucs. Just one other note. It's amazing. Baker Mayfield has gone from getting coaches fired to getting coaches hired. Dave Canales last year. Liam Cohen could be a head coach this year.
Yeah.
It's amazing what's happened there. If you were the Kansas City Chiefs, how would you handle the Patrick Mahomes injury? Reportedly ankle sprain, maybe high ankle sprain. Would you sit him out? Would you play him through it? What would Damien Woody do in that spot?
See, that's the thing. How many times have we seen Patrick Mahomes get hurt in the game? And then you see him arguing with the coaches, they trying to tell him bro, chill. And he's like, no, I'm not going to chill. I'm about to go back in the game. How do you sit him?
You can't.
You can't.
You can't sit him.
You can't. That's my thing. First of all, no player is going to come out and be like, unless they're on a losing team and they're not going to playoffs. If you're Patrick Mahomes, like, you're not going to listen to, yeah, bro, yeah, I want to just sit. I want to sit for these games. Especially when you're trying to lock up the number one seed.
He chasing history, bro. He trying to win three in a row.
Three-peats.
Ain't nobody done that.
And nobody's done that. And we know how we know when you get the number one seed, that's a big deal. So I just don't see them talking him into, or even, I don't even know if they even had a discussion of, hey, bro, we might need to sit you down.
It's not a discussion.
Right.
It's hey, Pat, you good? I'm good.
Okay,
cool.
Let's go. Right. That's it.
Damien Woody, ESPN NFL analyst. You'll see him on Get Up at 8 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, and we always appreciate his time. Coming up, I'm Over It, next on Sportsmanlike, presented by